All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to talk about everything in terms of professional wrestling, all the action inside and out. Sorry, excuse me. All the action inside and out in terms of, GCW and NWA, TNA, Ring of Honor, WWE, AEW. Basically, if it makes major news, professional wrestling headlines, we talk about it here on the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. But gotta be honest, I did make a mistake. Our third segment, I don't know why, I feel like whenever I click down on the clicker, it randomly just goes up, and I'm like, it's not segment 4 already. Maybe I feel like this OBS system, this studio is trying to kick me off. You know what I mean? They're like, Eric, you talk way too much, man. No one gives a crap about what you feel about everything on AEW. I'm just kidding, no. But no, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. This third segment, we have Netflix docu-series. We got a preview. We have Mr. McMahon. I feel like a lot of what you're going to see on Netflix might rattle the cages a little bit. But of course, before we get into that, hit up the super chat, guys. Hit up the super chat because you guys are super awesome. Obviously, hitting up those super chats keeps the lights on in terms of this podcast. We are absolutely 1,010% nothing without you guys. So we are grateful for each and every one of you who tune in daily at the GSMC Sports Network. We got a bunch of great shows. And we just got something I want to get off your mind. Give me some of your hot takes in terms of professional wrestling. Give me some things that, maybe you feel like it's a concern with Vince McMahon's, new documentary series on Netflix. But all in all, this is our podcast. It's our podcast. Let's make this podcast bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Hit up those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And once again, if that's not your thing, hit up the tips and donations link at the gsmcpodcast.net. Shoot me your comments, questions, and concerns. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Go ahead and Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show. Follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity 1,010% of the time. But of course, even if it is criticism, it's all gravy, baby. You know what I mean? Feedback is a gift. Feedback is a gift. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into our third segment. Vince McMahon's Netflix docu-series. Let's go ahead and chuck it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. All right. So that's not the right thing. I don't know why I did that again. All right. So for realsies, just testing you guys. We're gonna talk about the new Netflix docu-series. It's gonna be 6 episodes based on everything that is Mr. McMahon. And we are exactly 2 weeks away from from the debut, from the preview, not the preview, from the airing. So it should be pretty awesome. Netflix has dropped a highly anticipated, it's highly anticipated for its upcoming, just basically everything in terms of Vince McMahon, a docu-series about Vince, a 6-part series to capture who Vince was, exactly what man he grew up to be, and how it affected overall everything in terms of professional wrestling, all the bad, all the good. It's gonna be great. I feel like it's good. I can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to watch it. WWE, which is, kind of crazy. After WWE launched, well, I feel like Netflix more or less kind of launched this new Vince McMahon thing. Vince McMahon or WWE had no final say in the final cut. You know, I get it. I feel like it is a little more raw, and Netflix is ultimately kind of known for groundbreaking, documentaries. You see a lot of international, like you see Nollywood, you see Bollywood, you also see a lot of films from like Asia that are consumed by people who have Netflix accounts, and they're kind of like, if it's the truth, it's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, so what if we're going to be producing WWE Monday Night Raw? Who cares? But at the same time, I'm like, is that really smart? Is that really smart knowing that this guy that maybe you're anticipating to bury on live TV, not live TV, but on one of the major streaming platforms in like TV movie history, Netflix. Is it smart, with this new contract and this new partnership with WWE? I feel like it's not going to be as bad as people project. And if it is, so God help my soul, because damn, feel like, you got, like I said, Monday Night Raw is coming to Netflix. You're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. No one's going to want to watch an organization or a company that was brought up by, accusations, allegations about a womanizer. Also, a lot of people claim that he was a racist. People claim that, a lot of bad stuff. I don't think a lot of people are going to, dig into that. So it's going to be interesting to kind of find out the angle that Netflix is overall trying to. But then again, you can't facade the truth. You can't facade the truth. Overall, I feel like the truth will come out, and truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. But in terms of like a business standpoint, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. I don't know. Will they unveil the bad? Who knows? Vince McMahon, he ultimately made professional wrestling mainstream. He made controversial decisions, and during his personal, he had a personal bumpy life. Like what I mean, he was multi-billionaire. Well, not was. I feel like he still is. He's a multi-billionaire person who owned a wrestling company, and you know, you have a lot of the public eye just, drawn on you. Like you can't really make a mistake. His wife Linda definitely, definitely endured a lot. Definitely. His kids, Stephanie and Shane. Shane McMahon for the longest time left WWE because of, according to source, he said he was just done with WWE wrestling at the time because, when you see the McMahons in wrestling, it's kind of like the silver spoon, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like any of these guys are actually physically gifted. It's not like, and then when Shane McMahon had his stint in WrestleMania about 2 or 3 years ago, when Snoop Dogg was there in the Miz, he tried to jump over the Miz and he tore his ACL or MCL. And like it was kind of like it was a laughing stock. It was terrible. Kind of like when Vince McMahon, I think it was during the 1996 Royal Rumble or something like that, where he came in to fight Stone Cold Steve Austin. He bumped his knee on the way inside the ring, and then like it broke, and he was like, crawling to Stone Cold. He was like, it's overall, it's kind of crazy, but that's what wrestling fans love to see. I love seeing controversy. I got to be honest. Um, with everything that Vince McMahon represented within the WWE, the way he tried so hard to just cover things up. Like I said, I'm not the one to be like, I don't want to throw WWE under the bus or Vince McMahon under the bus as well. Because at the same time, like they were talking about controversial, is that you got yourself in a lot of trouble, dude. You gotta fight your demons. You gotta face them, head on. But then, there was some plus sides where he helped usher in this new attitude era. He helped win the Monday Night Wars. He ultimately, sacrificed his family to be able to make WWE successful, having his daughter get inside the mix. Eventually, she will fall in love with one of the wrestlers. You had your son Shane inside it. Your wife Linda, and he gave a lot to this wrestling franchise. 1,010%, and that's something that you got to respect Vince for. Yeah, it's not all that jolly. You know what I mean? Wasn't the greatest guy. Wasn't the allegedly, like you kind of start to say allegedly because it's nothing really been kind of formally proven and anything like that. No slander here on this show, but I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to me. Kind of crazy. All right, so basically, we're going to see the early years of Vince and what he did to make WWE into the successful conglomerate it is today. Formerly, kind of monopolizing the professional wrestling industry. Buying WCW, buying ECW, the top three contenders in terms of professional wrestling in the early 2000s, late 1990s, and it was smart. It was smart. It was exactly what he should have done. Could it have been betterly placed? Yeah. I feel like, I kind of come off thinking that I feel like Vince McMahon, the moment he absorbed WCW, he shouldn't have said anything. He shouldn't have, said a soul. A lot of fans were buying into this Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Nitro, kind of back and forth, the dual action here. And you could have had that going for such a long time. And imagine an invasion, a different invasion. where you didn't bury all the WCW superstars or the ECW superstars or the Alliance or anything like that. Like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. People saw things that were happening to stars, like someone like, like Sting. Sting saw what was happening and he was like, you know what? No, thank you. I'm not going to touch any of that. I'm good. I don't want to go to WWF and basically be like laughed off the stage. F that, dude. I'm done. I don't want to do that. You saw, returning people like, Scott Hall or Hollywood Hulk Hogan, who saw exactly what was happening with WCW stars going to WWF. You're like, you know what? Nah, man, I'm good. I'm going to try my luck in TNA. You know what I mean? Eventually, Diamond Dallas Page did make it to WWF, but at first he was kind of like, you know what? I don't trust that. I don't like that. I don't think that's great. I feel like overall my character will, kind of get pushed under. But then somebody from WWE was like, you know what, Diamond Dallas, you will be taken care of in WWE. I guarantee you 1,010%. The grass is indeed greener on the other side. And guess what? He got booked. Yeah, dude, you get to fight the Undertaker. That's awesome. You're so great. Diamond Dallas Page comes from WCW, one of the dominant WCW superstars. He gets to fight the Undertaker, but no, he's not the person that kind of confronted to confront the Undertaker. No, Mark Calloway. No, no, he's not. You're not going to do anything like that. Guess what? You're gonna stalk his wife. Oh my god, so good. Storyline so good. You're gonna stalk his wife, and then you might have a match where he beats the hell out of you, and you kind of just have to take it. Like, you can't really, no, the diamond cutter. No, we don't want any of that. Oh, any moves that you've learned throughout your whole wrestling career? We don't want any of that. You're basically gonna get your ass kicked by the Undertaker. Sorry, but that's Vince McMahon. Yeah, I'm just kidding. No, but it was just bad. It was just bad. Monopolizing professional wrestling was terrible. I thought it was it was the worst decision possible. But now obviously what you've seen WWE kind of become, it's better. I feel like it has become a little better. With WWE NXT collaborating with TNA, you have WWE PLEs happening in France and Germany and Scotland. And Puerto Rico. You have some in Mexico City, in Japan. Like, it's something that should have been done a long time ago. But overall, I guess eventually they got the hint. But anyway, it's kind of running out of time on this segment. So we got to, kind of fast forward here. Netflix will share basically the same darker moments in Vince's life as opposed to some of the brighter moments. So that should be, that kind of makes wrestling and WWE a little nervous because they didn't really have a say on Final Cut. Vince McMahon's resignation in 2022 on allegations of hush money to former WWE stars in which he had affairs to, kind of, tarnished his relationship. A year later, he came back to WWE as an executive chairman. WWE and TKO Group Holdings, bringing them together. And then eventually he kind of came back into WWE, and then he was in the public eye only to kind of be rubbed out again. He resigned again in 2023 after the FBI opened an investigation on the accusations of sex trafficking by a former WWE employee, Janelle Grant. Obviously, that's kind of what you're seeing right now, happening right now with him, John Laurinaitis, and recently Brock Lesnar has kind of been, clear. I don't know if it's 1,010% true, but kind of been cleared. But during this documentary, we have over 200 hours of interviews. We're going to see insights to the business strategies, personal relationships, and blurred lines between his real life persona and the on-screen egomaniac you see that is Vince McMahon. It's directed by Bill Simmons, person who directed the Tiger King, with Carol Baskins. Yeah, we're gonna and it's gonna dive into ultimately how Vince McMahon's legacy in professional wrestling will both be celebrated and absolutely tarnished because of its dramatic and controversial issues and perspectives. So, a lot, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to watch it. Like I said, 2 weeks exactly to this date away from the, Netflix launching the docu-series, a 6-part episode of Mr. McMahon. So make sure you catch that. All right, guys. So hey, that was my third segment. Don't go anywhere because now we're going to talk about my fourth segment. We're going to talk about some AEW All Out results, and also I'm going to give you guys some of my reactions, some of the potential storylines that could be actually come above in terms of everything that you kind of saw. So hey, do not go anywhere. Don't move those beautiful beautiful fingers. Don't click away. Don't go. Damn it! I just lost 4 viewers. Why did you have to go? I'm just kidding. I'll be back. So hey, do not go anywhere.